Hi, I'm Davide Scher. I am the founder of VoxelMatters. We're one of the leading media covering the additive manufacturing industry. And lately we've had the opportunity to play around with a lot of really fun and cool 3D printers, desktop 3D printers. Not our usual type of product. We usually look at high-end industrial printers, but the world is changing. Now, a lot of 3D printers, these 3D printers are becoming production tools. They're becoming easy to use, fast, multicolor. They're really opening up an incredible new range of possibilities. And for this time we're here playing around, we got to play with a Snapmaker U1. The Snapmaker team has done something really incredible. They really brought to market a 3D printer that is almost perfect from a hardware point of view. It does everything that you would want a desktop 3D printer to do, and it does it in 4 colors. And it does it in 4 colors better than any other multicolor 3D printer. You see this? This is all the material that we've wasted printing in multicolor for over 50 hours. We've printed dozens of parts, literally dozens of parts. I mean, this would be incredible for a single part. If you printed a single multicolor part like this little dragon, which is the first thing we printed on the machine, this bin would be full. When we printed this dragon, we had literally four of these. And the reason why this is possible is because this machine has 4 different print heads. Unlike other printers that feed the different materials into a single or a double extrusion printer, and every time they have to waste material, every time they change the filament, this material, each one of these print heads uses always the same of the 4 materials. And we've tested it with so many different materials. And for this, I really want to thank the Snapmaker team that was really fantastic in getting us so many different materials to try, so many different things to play with. So who is this review for? Unlike many amazing makers on the internet printing incredible things, our job is not really, this is not really what we do. Our job is actually to write about the industry, to find out everything that's going on at an industrial level. So we're an editorial company. We really don't have time to play around with printers. So what we really want to know from these printers is how easy they are to use, how fast, how repeatable is every print, how many times do we run into problems. And that's exactly what we're gonna see. We're gonna look at how reliable is really this machine, and how easy is it to use for somebody that doesn't really have time to play around with it. So let me show you what we did. First, let's see what we have to work with. The Snapmaker U1 went on sale in April for 899 euros or dollars, I don't remember exactly. The regular price is 999. This is less than $1,000 or euros for really a machine that you can use to produce a lot of different, with a lot of different materials, a lot of different types of parts. The build size is 270 by 270, which is not huge, but it's comparable to most desktop 3D printers. And we've printed with PLA without any issue at all. We printed with PETG with no issue at all. And lately we've been printing with TPU with very few issues compared to any other printer. The quality is great from the very first layer, and really there are very few defects in the prints. Getting to print from when you unbox it takes really no time, and loading the material is one of the easiest processes. All you have to do is feed it into this side feeding mechanism, and it just loads it into the print head, and you don't really, the machine does everything. For TPU, which is where things get complicated, but TPU is a fantastic material, but it's a little bit more complicated. It's actually easier than most printers, because all you have to do is just skip the feeding mechanism and feed it directly into the PTFE tube. and switching the materials is faster than most machines. All you have to do is select loading and unloading mode, and you can select all 4 filaments, all 4 print heads, and they will be all unloaded one after the other automatically, so you don't have to do almost anything. You just have to feed the new materials into the loading mode, and of course you have to place the new spools on the machine, but that's really a very smooth process. What did we print? First, we tested it with a bunch of different PLA parts. Another thing to say about Snapmaker is that the materials themselves are really nice. Even the PLA, the matte colors, are really nice. They print really well, and they print well on other machines too, by the way. We tested it with a few different parts, and one thing that we wanted to check is, of course, the different multicolor possibilities. And we saw how easy it is to do multicolor parts, how little wasted materials there is. But another interesting thing is that it's not just useful for multicolor parts, it's also useful for many parts, made of different colors on the same plate. This is something that you cannot do on other multicolor machines because it would extend the printing time so much. But with the Snapmaker, each filament color change is so quick that you can do different color parts on the same plate without increasing the printing time. So we did that. We printed this watch. Each component here is a different color, but they were all printed on the same plate. Next, we tested it on printing many different parts. We printed we picked a character from this series that we've been reading that's called Dungeon Crawler Carl. You may have heard of it. And it's about a dungeon crawl, global dungeon crawl, and it's a series of 9 books. And the great thing about this is that the author, Matt Dinneman, he creates hundreds and hundreds of really cool characters throughout the series. One of the characters is Zev. She's the main character, social media manager, and it's an alien fish woman. And we like this character, so we printed like 25 of them on the same plate. Again, we had no issue whatsoever, except one. We ran into a problem with one of the pieces that was placed on kind of on the outside of the build plate, and it didn't stick. It's probably just a matter of positioning. It's something that you can easily avoid, but we ran into an issue, and the machine told us that there was a spaghetti that the AI sensor saw, you know, when the filament isn't laid properly onto the part. And we, of course, just had to skip over the piece, and the print continued for, it was about a 20-hour print, and in the end we had 28 of these characters printed, and without any major issues. We tried it on several other multicolor parts with great results. This is all different color parts. This was a whole plate of these gadgets, and one of them didn't come out properly, so it's not perfect. but the other 4 came out perfect without any imperfection at all. So after printing as many parts as we could with PLA, vases, toys, watches, clocks, anything we could get our hands on, then we tested a little bit more challenging materials like PETG. Again, Snapmaker provided us with all the materials we wanted. A lot of PETG. The quality of the Snapmaker PETG is excellent. It's a very shiny material and it prints really well. As you can see, we don't have the cover on the machine. It's not yet available. I think on the store it's available for pre-order, and we pre-ordered it. But even with an open machine, we printed PETG without any problem. As you can see, we printed this box for the Osmo, and it fills almost the entire plate. I know it's not a huge plate, but everything printed dimensionally accurate, no warping at all, and no problems with the material sticking. So PETG worked just fine. We printed a lot of parts with PETG. We printed a lot of parts with PLA. And next up, we tested it intensively with TPU. As I said, the great thing about the machine is how easy it is to load the different materials and to print the different materials, but also how well it printed with TPU 95A, and even with TPU 90A. The machine supports both and has no problems printing both. From a hardware point of view, in this price range with 4 colors, this is probably one of the best, if not the best option on the market. From a software point of view, to be honest, when we got the machine, the Orca slicer was still kind of, the Orca slicer that it uses was still really kind of an early version. It's still in beta, but it's been evolving really quickly. In the beginning, it seemed a bit limiting, and it still is. Snapmaker doesn't have yet its own model marketplace. It doesn't have a lot of the options that other printers have, but it's been evolving really quickly, and now the Snapmaker Orca is actually very easy to use and it's evolved past other competitors. It's easy to set up the materials and it gives you a lot of options, including the upcoming full color spectrum, which is actually very complicated to use, but it could open up a whole range of possibilities in terms of mixing colors, so that from 4 colors you can get almost all the colors that you can get dozens of different variations. Snapmaker is known for its multi-tool capabilities, and that's really the defining feature and what really makes this machine so fun and so easy to use. The multiple extrusion heads. They're basically, it's as if they were different, 4 different tools, and when you assemble it, you can see that the quality of every component, it's really high. The wiring snaps right in. It's all very high quality parts, and that's what makes it run so smoothly. Seeing the machine switch from one extrusion head to the other is really satisfying. It just clicks into place, and it makes the machine super fast and super easy to use. Overall, as we said, this is really probably the best buy for your money in this price range. It's a reliable, high quality machine for basic materials. We still have to test it on the higher end materials, but for PLA, PETG and TPU, this is really, right now, probably one of the best options out there.